Me. So I've got a lot to get through today, so before this video I recommend you watch Connor's video here if you haven't already, because this is basically a response to that. So, intro.
Oh, the nerd fighters!
So I've got a book here that I sometimes write things in for videos and responses, and I've filled a good 6 pages already on this, on the whole topic of the ALS challenge, or the Ice Bucket Challenge. Now to start with, I'm going to say very clearly, these are my thoughts, and they're not right, same as they're not wrong. They're just my thoughts. They could be factually inaccurate, they could be inaccurate in terms of what you believe as opposed to what I believe. Just my thoughts. So you must have seen them, right? The ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, where people pour a bucket of ice cold water over their heads and then donate to charity, or if they don't, they donate a lot more to charity. And I've kind of ignored this fad at first, but then it's becoming more and more prevalent on social media, and I've been challenged. As part of a charity initiative, my work has also been challenged to undertake it, but instead of just one person, it's going to be like most members of staff, and that sounds like it's going ahead. How do I feel about it? We're going to find out. So I didn't have a lot of knowledge on ALS, as well as the research that these particular challenges are funding and how they conduct their business. The second Connor mentioned stem cell research, I took a step back because I know just how controversial this topic can be in society. So I've got a basic knowledge on stem cell research, as well as the methods used and how it comes about, but let's break this down a little bit to explain my personal thoughts in better detail. This is definitely not a simple topic to talk about. So we're going to start with what are my beliefs on stem cell research. First of all, look at how you class life. Like, you could go from the biological perspective on how cells are constantly dividing and things are developing and growing. Is that life? Or do you go the other approach and do you argue, well, something needs to be aware of its surroundings, aware of the world and aware of itself, and know what's going on, even on an instinctual level. And if they're not, they're maybe not alive. Personally, I go with the biological perspective, in that if something's developing and growing and the cells are dividing, then yes, that is life. I was once told that they use embryos because the stem cells at that level are far more malleable and you can turn them to more things, to be able to turn into different things. Whether that's true or not, whether it's substantiated, I don't know, and I'll have to do some research, but that doesn't factor into my calculations and my opinions until I know it's right or wrong. But for me, the jury is still out on stem cell research because I don't know enough about it one way or the other, so I can't make an accurate assessment. So yeah, you could look at it from the perspective that it's playing God, that you're growing something that's biologically living and then you are terminating it. And that's, as Connor's used the word murder, and I'd use the word killing because you are providing a cessation of life. It's no longer moving, developing, it's dying. So yeah, technically it's murder, I guess. But again, it depends on whether you consider life as being a self-aware thing or just a biological one. But I'm still pretty undecided at the moment. But if you came to me in a few years and said that stem cell research has unlocked this amazing way of stopping pain and suffering and curing something that's been plaguing mankind for centuries, I'm much more likely to accept it wholeheartedly. Not completely, because the methods are still a bit questionable. So despite how this research is being conducted, I do agree with the giving to charity portion and giving to research to better understand things and how to conquer the challenge. Just because someone's going to tag you on Facebook and gives you an arbitrary amount of time in which to complete a set of challenges or tasks doesn't mean you need to do it. First, at least consider what you're giving to and why you're giving to it, because that money could be better used elsewhere, or it might conflict with emotions or beliefs you didn't even know it conflicts with. I have seen so many different videos of people standing in front of a camera and saying, yes, this is the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge. I nominate X, Y and Z and I've donated, now it's your turn. You have 24 hours. Look, without actually mentioning the charity once, or what the illness is, or what it's about, or how the research is conducted. They've not done research, they've just, because somebody tagged them, they've done it. Now, I'm not casting aspersions on everybody who gives to charity and is doing this. Some people it truly means something to them, but a lot of people are just using this as an excuse to get noticed and just to have 15 minutes of fame on Facebook and have a few friends click like. Some people see it as They're doing it for charity. Charity is this umbrella term. As long as you're giving to something, it's okay, right? No. By definition, with charity, you are giving something up to somebody else or something else in order to improve that sum. So by that logic, I could give £100 to someone who is claiming he's redesigned the paperclip to be more efficient, when there's someone further down the road who's collecting for a local animal shelter. But it's alright, I've given it to someone, right? It's my good deed for the day. No. So yeah, there's challenges everywhere. Social media outlets all across the world. Celebrities are getting involved, which is getting even more attention, and more people are doing it because they see their idols doing it. And it's not just a certain type of celebrity, people across the board have been doing it. Like Bill Gates has done it. But does that make this inherently wrong? No. It's stupid, and it brings more attention to the person doing it, but it also brings attention to the cause. Not as much, because again, a lot of people aren't even bothered, they're just doing it to get self-gratification or whatever. But it does bring a better focus on charity and these certain causes that definitely need our help. So yeah, these exist, and it's not really a bad thing, and they're going to continue. It's going to die out eventually, and something else will come up, like the no makeup selfies from a few months ago. And there was also one where people took most of their clothes off and just took a picture in the nude, only covering the private parts, and that was to raise awareness for a different type of illness. But they're going to come and go. But as long as they're raising awareness for illnesses and good causes, let them continue.
So I asked my friend Brandon what he thought of this, because he's a bright guy and I figured he's got a fairly well-informed opinion on things. And he said to me, his opinion was that anything that impedes or stops the development or the potential of development of life is wrong, morally wrong, so this is murder to him, and he finds it wrong, which is fair enough. And as far as the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge is concerned, he thinks that's wrong in the sense that sort of 9 out of 10 people who are doing it are not doing it for the charity, they're just doing it to get themselves noticed, as I previously mentioned. So I certainly agree with him on that one, but on the whole ethically wrong, but again, that's up in the air, up for debate, and I'm not going to tell you what's right and wrong. That's just Brandon's opinion, it's just my opinion. But am I going to do the challenge? I've been personally challenged, and as I said, I've been challenged at work as well, and I don't think so.
Well, at least my head's dry. Oh no.
Missed a bit.
Yes! I'm going to follow Connor's example, and I'm going to donate to a similar charity. I'm not entirely sure which yet. Again, it's going to take research, but I implore you to, if you're going to take the challenge, fine. If you're going to donate to the charity, that's admirable, as long as you do it for the right reasons. Just maybe think about it first. That's all I'm saying. DFTBA, guys. And now, I'm very happy to see you back tomorrow.
So you've just made it through Dave's whole video. Well done. You win the internet.